Today we'll be discussing upon the writing of basic test cases, the template that we would be using in order to write these test cases. So you guys would see my Excel, which contains like many of the columns: test name, test description, subject, status, step name, step description, expected result. So all these fields are from the Quality Center tool. We have a test plan module in the Quality Center which contains these fields: test name, test description, subject, status, step name, step description, and expected result. So when we start writing some basic test cases, as we have discussed in our previous session about how to write our test cases, on what basic needs we need to write. So each and every test case written by the tester would base upon the requirement. So each and every requirement will have some n number of test cases written for it. So today let us understand a basic requirement. The name of the requirement would be user logging into the home page or a particular inquiry form or a balance inquiry form on the Guru Banking website. So let us take a website, Guru Banking, which is under construction by the developers. So in the meantime, the tester would start writing the test cases. The test name would be Guru Banking. So Guru Banking is common test name for all n number of test cases we can write. So this is the Guru Banking. So test case related to balance inquiry. So what is this test case related to balance inquiry? Is the description by which we can make sure that a particular test case is being written. So test case is related to balance inquiry. And next would be the subject. Subject is nothing but Guru Banking / balance inquiry. The slash indicates that we are maintaining two folders under the subject field. So the blue highlighted fields are nothing but the fields in QC test plan, as I said previously. So Guru Banking is a parent folder under which we have a balance inquiry form as a new folder or a sub folder or a child folder, we say, under which we see this Guru Banking test name, under which we have all these test cases in the test plan document once we upload the test cases from Excel to QC. So imported is a status which has been written in Excel. We have some more statuses like repair, ready, and imported. Imported is like we use it when we import test cases from Excel to QC. Ready is once I import all my test cases, then the test cases are ready to move from plan to lab, then we say imported. And repair is if we get some more changes to the written up test cases, then we say it as repair. So as of now, I'm using imported status in order to make sure that the test cases are being imported from my Excel to QC. So step names, as we see the names are numbers, we say 1 to n number of test cases we write. First test case is user logins to Guru Banking using the gurubanking.com link. Because as the requirement says that I need to log into my balance inquiry form and the bank account and all these forms. So a user to log into any form, he has to pass through the home page. So first the user would log into the Guru Banking homepage by using the website address. So what is the expected result from that is user is able to log in. Second one is user is able to verify the basic details on the home page. Then comes the inquiry form, the account name, the Guru Banking manager login page, and the other balance inquiry forms. So once these descriptions are being written, we have to write the expected result for this. So expected result is nothing but whenever a tester is testing, he would expect some output from the written test cases or from some written description. So that written description is step description. So once the tester will test it, the expected result should actually map to the actual result. So actual result we'll never write in an Excel sheet. This would be only written once we execute our test case and put something in the QC tool. So test name, test description, subject, status, step name, step description, and expected. Only until here we would be writing some other basic test cases. So for example, we go to some other website like Apple, we say Apple as a name, description of what we are able to test it. And description, and then the subject Apple/homepage, and status as imported because we are again importing our test cases, and our step description and expected result continues. So the test name would constantly doesn't change until we stop writing some module. Like what happens is based upon a given requirement, if it's possible, we'll break the requirement in different modules. Each and every module will be having some basic and number of test cases. So test cases related to balance inquiry is one module. Then again, test cases related to manager login will be some different module. So after writing all these test cases, we have a process through which we can upload all these test cases from Excel to QC. So the process would be dealt in when we start logging into QC, putting up some test cases directly in QC, and then coming back to Excel and uploading it from Excel to QC. A practical thing will be shown up. So as of now, we'll be learning how to write some basic test cases. So for example, when you see the 13th line, it's showing us a Tesco online shopping. A similar example of tescoonlineshopping.com, wherein Tesco online shopping is a common shopping website name that is maintained all along the test name, and the test case is related to the Tesco homepage, and then we can go ahead and start writing the test cases for the step descriptions under the Tesco. So imported, again the same status that we can import all the test cases from Excel to QC. So that is the imported status. I will be writing it in my Excel sheet. So after that, we'll be going ahead and writing our test cases in the Excel sheet. So for example, here I say user logins to Tesco website using the link, and say user is able to log in. Next we say, so here as of now when we are starting writing our test cases, we doesn't have any web page which is already been developed. We have to clearly make sure what is the requirement and what are the things. So in the requirements itself, the client will actually show us how many buttons are there or how many images are there. For example, we say around 10 images and 5 buttons. So we write user verify the 10 images on the home page. User is able to view the 10 images. User verify the 5 buttons on the home page. User is able to view or see, you say, the 5 buttons. User click on the first image. User is able to navigate to the right page. User clicks on the next button, navigates to the next page. So in this way, we would be writing our test cases based upon our requirement. So we can also mention if we have a kind of the first time when we are starting writing our test cases, we just wanted to make sure and maintain something. We can also put some other column name, which is called as requirement, and we can mention that we are writing test cases for requirement 1 or requirement 2 or requirement 3 in this way. But while uploading, we just do in this fashion. While uploading, we just say, we just copy this way, select until the expected result, whatever we have written in this manner. And then we need to go to tools. As of now, this version doesn't have tools option. We need to download the add-in from the quality center tool, which will show add-ins option here, in which you have export to QC. So once we have export to QC option on our Excel sheet, we'll be able to upload all our test cases from Excel to QC. It's a 8-step process where you need to give the username and password on the first step, then the domain and project of QC, then map your names of Excel to the names of QC, because these are the names which are nothing but which are present in the QC actually. So I select the test name of QC and map it with the A column of Excel. Test description of QC to the B column of Excel. So in this way until expected result to the G column. So once I map it, the QC would take the test name from this, description from this, and eventually until the expected result, and post everything present in QC to the Excel sheet. Sorry, Excel to the QC sheet. So which will make me understand that whenever I move on to QC, I have all my written 6 test cases present under the test plan of Quality Center 2. So after this particular Guru banking is being done, we can also, if you want to edit some test cases, we can also update it something in Excel and re-upload, or we can directly edit our steps in the QC's test plan, where we also have an option for that. Today I want you guys to practice more on these test cases, how to write some basic test cases, and get back to me with any questions by tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be dealing out with the 8-step process that we'll be doing out to export all these test cases from our Excel to QC.